Hey everybody, welcome back to the Play Too Much live sessions. My name is Jason Russo. I'm your host, and I'm joined today by Mare, Wakefield, and Nomad. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for
You guys
having us.
are
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You guys are fresh off the release of your latest single, Almost Mine. It's off of your upcoming third album titled No Remedy, which is going to be out on May 21st. To get our quick releases
Yeah.
announcements out of the way.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the album creation process was like in COVID? Is the album different from your past albums? Some of the inspirations behind it, all that.
Yeah. Well, I say the biggest difference was the gift of time. You
Mm.
know, I mean, we were just chatting a little bit before going live, that we had the whole year scheduled with a bunch of different tours, and we had allotted 5 weeks to kind of finish this record up. And that turned into basically the whole year if we wanted, like as long as we needed. So that was kind of a real silver lining of the pandemic and all the shows getting canceled, was that we could really kind of dig into the record. And there were a couple songs that we, kind of scrapped some
Oh
tracks and
yeah.
dug deeper into the arrangement and re-recorded some parts and left some stuff off and added some stuff. And we wouldn't have had that time. That all happened because we were able to kind of just sit back and really listen and kind of ruminate over what each song really needed.
Hmm.
And I don't think that would have happened in just 4 weeks time, but sandwiched between two
And
tours.
and I think in previous records, yeah, there would be a deadline. It's like finish this, send it off, get the CDs back, and then pack up the car and start playing shows. And in that kind of environment, once you start playing live, you end up finding a version of the song that really works best in a live environment. And often, half the record is different than what you're doing live.
Hmm.
And this time, I've noticed that this time it's actually all the same. Like whatever is on the record is very, very similar to what we're doing live. And that's, yeah, because there was all this time where we could just really go back and see what works, what doesn't work,
Yeah,
and just
Hmm.
kind of zero in on that. It's
yeah,
true, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I feel like that's what most artists crave is time is never there's never enough of it. And now that's an
Right.
opportunity to have the most.
Yeah.
Two-edged. It's a two-edged sword. It's a
Oh, I
two-edged
can
sword.
imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Well, at some point it's
perfectionism
got to
jumps
be
out.
done. At some point you just got to call it and move on. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's still very exciting, and you're going to be playing a couple songs for us today. And so, what's the first one that you have for us?
So the first song we're gonna play is track 3 off the record. It's a tune called "Safe Heart," and it's guitar and piano. We're in our studio here in Nashville, and Nomad's got the beautiful baby grand all tuned up and ready to go. So it's been
Awesome.
another nice thing about COVID on the road. We tour with a keyboard, which sounds good, but it's not the baby
Not the
grand.
same.
It's
I
not the
know there's
same.
nothing like a good grand. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
All
tune
right.
called "Safe Heart."
Take it away.
2, 3. The secret to a safe heart is knowing when to walk away. If you want to have a safe heart, better learn what not to say. Don't talk about your dreams. Let your feelings go unheard. If you wanna have a safe heart, don't say a word. The secret to a safe heart is giving into every doubt. Never kiss a stranger when the
Wow, it was really beautiful. Thank you guys
Thank
so much for
you.
sharing.
Thank you.
That was a great track.
Thanks.
I'm still processing a little bit, but
Yeah.
we were talking about the album creation, and I saw that you have a bunch of guest features or guest artists who work with you on the album. And just to name a few, some of them have worked with the likes of Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, Sturgill Simpson, even more. Did you guys have a favorite collaboration, or one that you felt like was just so fantastic to work with?
Well, those guys, they are all A-list recording session musicians on the Nashville scene. So they have just massive resumes. They have played on all sorts of recordings, and I work with them on any kind of client, any job that comes into the studio when I produce other people too. And so they are my colleagues / friends at this point.
We're talking about Wes Little on drums, Brian Allen on bass, and
Tim Galloway on guitars.
Tim, yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't say there's a particular guest artist who really brought something more special to the project than the other, because it's a unit effort. We recorded all the tracks as a 4-piece rhythm section together, and then added more elements to it. So the chemistry of the four of us tracking together, it's just, I don't know, it's something unique. It's just something wholesome, and it feels great in the moment. Yeah, I mean, couldn't pick one over the other.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, we had some guest vocalists on the title track, which hopefully we'll get to later on in this segment. Kira Small and Jason Eskridge came in, and they were our backup choir for the title track, and that was just a real that was a real beautiful moment too. Like that song, it really wanted a choir, and they delivered with gusto. So.
They brought the sauce for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the beauty of living in a town like Nashville. There's so many talented musicians here, and this year they were all home. This year it was like, hey, what are you doing? There's nothing on this calendar. What do you need? So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, every time I chat with an artist from Nashville, they always talk about, oh, I was working with this person and this person and this person, and there's such a great network of. I feel like that's the best city to have the network of musicians in.
It's pretty well because it's still kind of a smaller city, compared to New York or LA. But the musicians per capita is pretty high.
Pretty high, and everybody's so accessible. I mean, half these people live in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's not even a big deal for somebody to come over for just a 1 hour or 2 hour session. I mean, I imagine in LA, nobody wants to get in their car and drive an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To do a small job. So yeah, it's very accessible here. It's very feasible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have another song to share with us, right?
Of course we do.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So you've heard the piano.
Ta-ta!
And, hold on to your hats, everybody. Busting out the accordion. This was part of the Nomad mobility project years and years ago. We the first time we went to actually the Kerrville Folk Festival down in Texas. You play on stage if you're an artist featured, but then you're also expected to walk around and play. And everybody's camps. Everyone camps out for the whole time, and they have these campfire performances. And it's easy enough to walk up with an acoustic guitar, sit down in a circle, and play a song. But with the 80-pound keyboard that needs to be plugged in, not so much. And I think that was the first year we're like, Nomad's got to get more mobile. And
has to be more nomadic.
He needs to be even more nomadic for the artist. And so,
born out of necessity.
Yeah, but I just love it. So this is probably accordions become part of our act. It's been part of our act for 5 or 6 years now at this point.
Yeah, it changed a lot, changed everything. It's great.
It's just great to have another sound, and it breathes a lot more life into everything. And,
it's organic. Yeah.
We'll let the instrument speak for itself. So this is the single that we just released a couple weeks ago called Almost Mine.
Fantastic.
Here's what I think about how you never walked in, so you never walked. I think about you playing such a cool part. What a burden to lay on your beautiful heart. I think about me, how I always hung around, and I like to shut up just before I shut down. Think about things, how they never worked out, and I always had hope, and you always had doubt. You were gone in the river, right on the vine, like stars in the desert. You were always almost mine. Almost mine. I think of those days, not so long ago, when nearly all of my clothes smelled like your skin. I think about how you cared a little too much. You were a little too kind, with a delicate touch. I think about me, I'll never be smart, and I'll always hold on, and I'll always fall hard. I think about fear, and the time that we stood at the top of the high wire, and my balance was good. You were gone in the river, right on the vine, like stars in the desert. You were always almost mine. You were always just like gold in the river, right on the vine, close like stars in the desert. You were always almost mine. Almost mine.
Fantastic. I know my solo clapping, I always do.
You know, we actually have, I didn't think of getting it, we have a button that claps, like an applause button. That we
I
got
should
for the
invest in
live
one.
stream show. Yeah, you should invest in one. Yeah, it's $5 on Amazon. Yeah, we have one, but it's buried away, or I'd grab it. Think of it.
Well, I have to say the accordion really fits that song so well. I mean, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's very intertwined in the theme.
It's a lot more, I mean, the piano is expressive in a different way, but the accordion can be kind of like plaintive, and, you know, it's got that breath, literally, the air go flowing.
Yeah,
through.
yeah. I play the
And
piano
Nomad
as well.
plays it
And
so well. Oh, yes.
you really do, yes. I was gonna say I play the piano as well, and I know there's the limitation of the percussiveness of the instrument as opposed to
Right.
the breadth of the accordion. It really
Exactly.
Right,
there's a
right.
lot
Well,
to
Jason, it sounds like there may be an accordion in your future.
it. I would love that. If I could find
Yeah.
one, I would eat it up.
Well,
yeah.
they're great.
You're gonna find one in New York? Are you kidding? You'll find an accordion.
Highly recommend
One's
it.
gonna show up on your
Highly-
doorstep before we're even done with this interview.
I'm gonna close my laptop, and all of a
Watch
sudden an
out.
accordion will appear.
Seriously, yeah.
So you guys also recently released a music video for the other single that you've released from the album so far, "Give Myself to Love." That's a pretty
Oh, yeah.
inspirational track. It's a great feel-good video. Did you feel extra motivated to make such a positive video given the current state of the world
Oh, we
and things?
did so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And we thought a lot about that video because some of the lyrics of the song, the song is upbeat and uplifting, but there are some darker lyrics about like, self-destructive behavior or just like how we're destroying the environment, like whatever.
Mm.
There is a little bit of darkness in there. And so we thought a lot about how to be true to the lyrics of the song, but also to to uphold the lightheartedness and the kind of
The hope, the love.
the hope, yeah.
It's also kind of the only thing that we have in our arsenal, really, when it comes down to it, to deal with these massive hurts that are surrounding us. Like right now, in the face of climate degradation,
Global pandemic.
political upheaval. Like these are such huge things. How do you deal with them on an individual level? There's nothing else left except hope and love. I mean, love in the smallest things, not just necessarily romantic love, but loving a tree, loving a pet, loving the river, the lake, the birds. It's so that was the message of the video, and it was kind of cool that we found the voice to steer it to the happiness,
Right.
instead of showing a bunch of pictures, video of like dark stuff,
Yeah.
Much
yeah.
needed,
And
I would say.
Nomad had the idea. If anyone has seen the video, it's up on YouTube. You can go see it. But Nomad he built this like fake TV with the little buttons on it. It's the cutest thing. And then a friend of ours here in the neighborhood had a pair of vintage rabbit ear antennas that we borrowed, and it is the cutest thing. That television, we still have it. It's in the house.
That's fair. I just assumed it was animated in or something, but that's
no.
great that it's real.
The frame is real.
Frame is real.
Wood.
Wow.
And inside was a green screen. I taped the green screen on the
Giving
back.
away all our secrets. Yeah.
And then we were able to add all the other image inside that TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we had some friends, send in some stuff, and we got some shots of the players as well, of Tim and Brian and Wes are all in that video too. So it was great to be able to include some of our friends and loved ones as well.
Yeah, some real behind the scenes discussions here.
Yeah.
I love it. So you guys have another track for us, right?
Yeah, we do. We're going to go back to piano for this one.
Fantastic.
And is this our last one, or are we going to get one more, you think?
You could do one more. Yeah, we have
One
time.
more after this? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is a track called "Your Dad," and it's not necessarily about my dad. It's kind of a Don Draper meets Homer Simpson kind of day.
Perfect.
But it's a fun track, and we wanted to play it for you all. So here we go. 1,
Right.
2, 3. You're a kid, you drank it all in, smell this short scratch of his chin. He can shoot hoops, hit a ball too, he can do everything better than you. And he was your dad, larger than life. home. Take the car, stay gone all night, then you and your mom and get in a fight at home. But here is your dad, a regular guy. He can make you laugh, he can make you cry, cry, cry. Here was your dad, he was kinda old, he had gentle eyes, he had a heart of gold. Here was your dad, yeah, larger than life. Oh, he was a man, your mom was his wife. He was your dad, he was a good one too. He probably had dreams you never knew. Listening to the radio, singing like a rolling stone. Thinking he was all alone.
What a great song. I love the message. I love the lyrics a lot.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, it's fun when it's upbeat and yeah.
I try to
Very
play as
relatable.
quiet as I can.
Oh yeah. I mean, usually we'd be mic'd up or something, but just for the simplicity's sake. Yeah, so hopefully the lyrics were audible as
Oh yeah, totally.
project. Good.
And so
Yeah.
speaking of, in this space, you guys have an upcoming live stream on the day the album releases, right? You guys are going to play
Yes.
through the
Yes.
whole album? That's very
Yes,
exciting.
the whole album with all the players, with Wes and Brian and Tim.
Oh,
We're gonna
fantastic.
do a five-piece
Yeah.
live stream.
Full band
Yeah,
album
that's-
recreation.
Amazing.
It's quite a production. That's going to be. It's going to be tricky, but we can do it.
We can do it. Yeah, we're even getting like a nice backdrop. So
A black curtain.
a black
Yeah.
curtain. It'll look like a
Wow.
stage, hopefully. Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah. So that'll be super fun, and so that'll be a live stream on our Facebook page, the Mare Wakefield music page, or also on our YouTube channel. We're gonna stream it on our website as well, just marewakefield.com. And is it gonna be on Instagram too?
I think so.
And we think Instagram, but those other three for sure. Yeah, Instagram
As much
is,
as we
is
can.
a little bit unknown. Yeah, as much as we can, as many places as we can. So
Great.
yeah,
So you guys have one more song, like you said, right?
we do. We have the title track to the record, "No Remedy,"
Exciting.
and as strange as it sounds, it has nothing to do with COVID or the vaccine. It's a song written long before the pandemic came upon us.
Interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, No Remedy. That's the name of the record, but it's not. I mean, it is the 2020.
I found a lot of artists have songs that they're bringing from pre-pandemic that are weirdly relatable and seem to be almost premonition-wise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So the idea that I had was more like there's no remedy for, like, life is gonna, throw you some curveballs. There's no remedy for that, but it did work well with the whole global pandemic thing. So anyway.
If the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits. Yeah. So all right, title track. Here we go. No remedy.
Take it away.
Glitter and the glue on that homemade Valentine. Spelled out, please be mine, but that boy said no. Maybe he was mean, just a little cruel. We were just in middle school, but my heart broke and cried all through history, like it was some great tragedy. The teachers smiled at me, say your love is gonna light on fire. Your heart is gonna burn, burn, burn. Your dreams are gonna take you high. Your tears are how you learn. Looking at you now, such a precious little girl, with a heart bare to the world, just like I had. So much that you'll do, so many things to learn. But some days are gonna hurt, and I can't help it. No, there's no remedy. There doesn't need to be. Just you wait and see. Your love is gonna light on fire. Your heart is gonna burn, burn, burn. Your dreams are gonna take you higher. Your tears are how you learn, learn, learn. For your love is gonna light on fire. Your heart is gonna burn, burn, burn. Your dreams are gonna take you higher. Your tears are how you learn, learn, learn. Learn, learn, learn.
Fantastic. Wow, what a great closer.
Oh, thank you. You gotta imagine
Well,
the
Mary,
choir now too.
Yeah, the full ambiance.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, Wakefield, and Nomad, thank you guys so much for coming on. I am so excited for the release of the album, and I'm sure everybody watching is as well.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having us.
Thanks
It's been
for
a
having
real
us,
pleasure
yes.
speaking with you and getting to share some tunes. So
Yeah,
appreciate
totally.
it.
Yeah. So everybody, once again, the album No Remedy is out on May 21st, along with a live stream. If you liked this setup, you'll love that setup even more. And so, yeah, and we'll be back next week. We'll actually be back this Friday for a special segment for the Play Too Much live sessions. And we'll also be back next Wednesday, same time, same place. And thanks everybody for tuning in, and take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.